hear you. Right here you are. There you are. Okay.
Speed.
We're in.
We're good.
We're
well,
in.
Guess who's back for one game only?
Mr. Jordan Clark. Coming back to announce with his brother. Should be eventful.
Yes, sir. We never got this tandem together last year, so we're going to try it out once this year. I'm home for the holidays. So, this is Jordan Clark here with my brother Kevin Clark. I was graciously offered a chance to come on one time while I'm home, like I said, for Mr. Paul Lance, and I'm going to try my best here to pick off where I was the last couple years and call this one. Welcome to the Valley Christmas Tournament for today's varsity basketball action between the Towanda Black Knights and the Athens Wildcats. This is the first meeting between these two teams this year. I'll be completely honest with you. I've watched quite a few of Towanda's games from Lancaster. But, Kevin, you are the man. What are we going to expect in this one here tonight between these Cats and our Towanda Black Knights?
Well, for Towanda, basically we got to play really good defense on Mason Lister. I believe he's one of the top scorers in the league this year. He's the guy we got to key in on. And I think that if we can stop or somewhat stop Mason Lister, we have a very good chance of winning this ballgame, Jordan.
Athens always very athletic, a very talented team. I believe they come into this game at either 5 or 2-6. I was kind of checking their stats out a little bit before the game. Had a couple of losses this year to Johnson City, I believe one was one, and another tough one down somewhere in the southern part of the state. But have done work here in the NTL, knocking off a few teams like Williamson, Cowanesque Valley, and other in North Penn Liberty, and others in their non-conference and their NTL bout. Towanda has, let's be honest, Towanda has not fared too well in the Valley Christmas Tournament in the last couple of years, and it's good to have them home this year for the first time, it seems like, in a while, and we'll see if they can pick up a big upset win over the Cats.
Hopefully we're only home for one game, Jordan, and hopefully we travel to the Valley tomorrow for the championship game. That would be nice to see, but it's going to be a really, really tough game for Towanda, to be honest with you. You also have the Horton boy, I believe it's Luke Horton. Luke's came over from Athens, played some football this year, and now he's on the squad for the basketball team. Not really sure what part he's played on this team. Haven't seen a lot of Athens games. This is actually the first one I've called, and kind of excited to see what they have to offer.
Yeah, head coach Jim Lister is going to have a quality product out there. Like their record shows, they've had a good start to the season, and they want to get into that championship game and take on either their rivals at Sayre or the Waverly Wolverines. Last couple of years, I believe it's been Athens and Waverly have been the two teams that have played in that championship game.
And that's kind of what's expected again this year, to be honest with you, Jordan. Yep. I think that's what everybody's looking, and hopefully Towanda can be that bracket buster.
Well, Towanda does have a senior-laden team. 4 of their starters this year are seniors right now with Schroeder, Flynn, Lambert, and Schoonover. For me personally, it's good to see Logan Lambert back this year, as last year when I called these games, he was hurt for a majority of the year with that ankle. Good to see him out there shooting. He's had a pretty good start to the season. Yeah,
I'd like to see him utilized a little more because he has probably one of the truest shots on the team. He's got a great stroke. Him and Tegan Irish, who we don't have today, and it's going to be a big loss, Jordan. Tegan Irish has kind of been like our spark on offense and defensive end, and he's a team leader. And it's tough not to see him play because he could really put up some points against this team.
Me being a non-affiliate anymore, I'll be honest, I think he's the best player on the team.
I agree.
So losing the best player on your team, tough to do, but we'll see what Towanda can do with the product they're throwing out there. Hey, I can't get out of the pregame speech here without giving a quick shout out to my mom, Elise Bloss Clark. Happy birthday to you out there.
Happy birthday, Elise.
We had a little bit of cake before this one, so I think she did pretty well for herself. But we are just about ready here for the national anthem. It's the Valley Christmas Tournament, the Towanda Black Knights hosting those Cats out of Athens. We'll be back here in a little bit for the start of this one from Towanda.
Violations of the NTL Code of Conduct may result in suspension from other NTL contests.
All right, so we have the alma mater here going on by the Towanda Black Knights and their faithful. We're getting ready here for action. Really quick shout out to Flynn Propane, Flynn Energy for, again, sponsoring this great event here. And if you're just joining us again, this is Jordan Clark, home for the holidays from the new job down in Lancaster, PA. I was graciously offered the chance to come on here with my brother. We've never done before, so we're going to call this one together.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Let's make some history here, I guess.
Let's do it. Well, first of all, we're going to introduce the 5-2 Athens Wildcats. They are coached again by Mr. Jim Lister. Their starters, they have number 1, Jace Babcock. He is a junior. Number 2, Mason Lister, the one to watch, the senior. Number 12, Lucas Horton, also a senior. He was the transfer from Sayre. Chris Mitchell, number 24, another senior. And number 33, that is Corey Miller. He is a junior.
Yeah, for your Towanda Black Knights, we have Elias Schroeder, who is a senior. Grady Flynn, who is a senior. Logan Lambert, who is a senior. Bailey Pohl, who is a freshman getting his first start for the varsity squad, and Justin Schoonover, who is a senior.
And we can also mention here, Kevin, because another fun fact is you and I coached junior high together. We coached this.
We coached the same team.
Yeah, we coached this 7th and 8th. When these guys were in 7th and 8th grade.
We went, 19-0?
The 7th grade team did. Yeah, this team did.
Okay,
yeah, you're right. Yep.
19-0 that year.
These guys have played against each other in a lot of basketball games. Let's not make a mistake about it. Athens and Towanda is still a pretty good rivalry.
Yeah. And one thing that we do lack, Jordan, and I'm sure you've noticed it on some of the games that you've watched, is a big man underneath.
Yep.
And that's where we can be exploited, is underneath the basket. And I look to see that's what Lister's probably going to do, is try to exploit us underneath.
I'll be interested to see that. Yeah, he should. That's where he should be. But Mason Lister's known to go out and want to shoot three.
Right.
I mean, he's a quarterback. Let's be honest. He's got that mentality. But you're right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna, he would be the kid to go inside. He will cause us problems. Schoonover will play hard.
Yeah,
but he just doesn't have the height.
He doesn't, and it's gonna be exploited. You'll see it. You will see it. And Schoonover doesn't have it. He's had a lot of heart, and he's a good player. But I just don't see how he could stop him underneath.
Yeah. Athens has had the advantage with athleticism the last few years, definitely on the basketball court. But we'll see if a gritty attack here by Coach Henry's Knights can keep this thing close here. And I think it was last year in the season. It wasn't in the Valley Christmas, but in the season, Towanda kept a tight game with Athens.
Yeah, it was a good game. I can't remember what the final score was, but it was
Towanda was winning in the fourth quarter.
They were.
Early.
They were. I was at that game.
I think Athens pulled away at the end.
Yeah, and it ended pretty badly if I remember right, but,
I mean, I definitely think a key to this one is keep it close. So here we go. We are going to be underway. Opening tip goes in the direction of Schroeder and the Knights. They will take the first possession here live from Towanda in the first round of the Valley Christmas Tournament. Opening tie-up. Don't see that a lot in boys action. But
I've said this a few times. I don't quite understand why we put our big guy up at the top of the key like that to try to handle the ball. Maybe we're just trying to run everything off of him. I'm not sure, but...
So here come the Cats with their first possession. It is Lister right on cue going inside. Looks like he was partially deflected, but the ricochet goes into the waiting hands of Horton, puts it in 2-0 Cats. Little pressure, not too much.
Yeah, not much.
Schroeder turns the corner. Nice dish, but great hands by Mason Lister. Does end up back in the hands of Schroeder. Good move. Shot no good. Rebounded by Horton. Come the Cats. First shot of the game there for number 5. That is Xavier Watson, who's actually out there right now.
Schoonover with the rebound.
3 ball, no good. Rebounded by Lister. Lister one-on-one with Schroeder. Kind of lost it off his foot. Nonchalantly picks it up in the corner. So, yeah, they actually have number 5 right now, Xavier Watson in the game for the Cats.
Yeah.
Must be he started.
I didn't have him starting. I don't know. So changed the lineup before the game started.
Looks like we have a travel or violation there on Corey Miller. First, go ahead.
I see we have 3 Shaws ref in this game. I know Maggie Berry, who is a Shaw, is listening to this game. So we'll keep a good eye on your brothers for you.
We do. We do have some Shaws. Taking Mom up to Yanuzzi's tomorrow for her birthday.
Got to get that filet mignon. You might see a few Shaws up
that's
there.
That's what I'm getting at. There's always a chance of seeing a Shaw at the Yanuzzi's midweek.
Yeah, absolutely.
2-0 early action here. Our score in favor of the Athens Wildcats. Towanda with the basketball. It's Grady Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn's playing a different role this year. He's playing the center role. He used to be occupied by Justin Schoonover, but Flynn really shot up in the last year.
He has. Lambert kind of got himself in a little bit of trouble. Does get out to Schoonover. Schoonover takes the drive here on Horton.
Good
Shot
take.
up, and it is good. That was actually on Mitchell. 2-2. Schoonover's been playing basketball for 2 or 3 years in the NTL, and I still don't think teams know he's left-handed.
No, they don't. They play
him like he's
his right hand all the time. They do not guard his left hand, and I don't understand it either.
So many open drives for Schoonover over the years from that.
Which not really sure if it was, but hey.
Yeah, he seemed like he couldn't believe it. Substitution here for the Cats. That's going to be number 14, Keithley, into the game.
Schroeder bringing the ball up for your Knights. Landon Henry is decked out over there.
He is. The shoes are a great touch.
The white shoes have got me thrown off a little bit, Jordan. I don't know. We were born in different generations. But
he is. He's a young cat. Not literally an Athens cat, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A young gent.
He's a young Hughesville star.
That's right. Coached against him. Show us how old we are. There's a steal there by Miller. Miller up and good. Makes it 4-2 in favor of Athens.
Schoonover bringing the ball up for the Knights. See, we have Jack Wheaton in the game now for Bailey Pohl,
the sophomore. And there's our second jump ball in the exact same spot the first one was.
Yeah, and me and Paul called the game earlier, and it's kind of starting out the same way. Not a lot of scoring, not a lot of action, some turnovers, and a little sloppy to start out, Jordan.
Yeah. 4-2, 5:28. Foul situation, 1 on the Cats, none on Towanda.
We'll try to keep you updated on the Waverly and Sayre game that's going on up in the valley. We have Maggie Berry sending me some stats on that. So.
Awesome.
Nice pass. Oh.
Here's a take inside there. Number 14, Keithley, over to Xavier. Back to Keithley. Keithley dribble drive out to Lister. I think they're almost doubling Lister a little bit.
And they have to.
Yep. Xavier Watson, shots blocked. He kicks it out. A little too hot to handle for Miller. He does track it down, gives it back over to Keithley.
Man, I'll tell you, Lister's quick.
Yeah, got pushed that time, so it's going to be a foul on the floor. It'll stay with Athens. Good chance here to give a shout-out to my former announcing colleague, Matt Johnson. Congratulations, Coach. He is coaching for Troy this year, and his Troy Trojans picked up a 61-52 win over Southern Columbia.
He's coaching with Bobby Woodward, isn't he?
He is,
over there?
yep. He's assisting and coaching coaching the JV. And
now, I played against Bobby Woodward back in the 90s.
Nice.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah. So congratulations, Coach Johnson, on down the Shamokin tournament against mighty Southern Columbia. A little different on the basketball court than the football field.
Very much so. Nice pass.
Take inside there. Basket good by Horton. And we're going to have a timeout here by Landon Henry.
Justifiably so.
Yes, with 4:43 to go here in the first quarter of action, it's the Athens Wildcats 6, the Towanda Black Knights 2. We'll be back here in 30 seconds. Quick 30-second timeout there by Coach Henry here, trying to stop the little Athens momentum that they had. It's 6-2 in favor of the Athens Wildcats.
Towanda going with Jack Wheaton, Grady Flynn, Logan Lambert, Elias Schroeder, and Justin Schoonover. Cats
have Miller, Keithley, Watson, Horton, and Lister.
It's a little tough when you got to look down at them, huh?
I know. I've been out of the game too long. I don't know these kids' names anymore.
I'm pretty fresh into this too myself, so it's.
These people just to look at it.
Yeah, just look at their just look at their face, and you know who they are.
Oh boy, Kevin, we couldn't make it through it. We have a clock malfunction.
Clock's just shut off. I hope they don't call me. Oh, there we go. We're back on.
I was going to say, you might have to go do. No, it's okay.
It's okay. That came all right back on perfectly. Must be somebody unhooked something down there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's underneath. Kevin, a man of many talents. He not only can he announce a basketball game, he also could have fixed that electrical problem, no problem. Kevin's who I called whenever I had an electrical problem in my old house.
Yeah, sometimes it turned out all right. Sometimes it not so much. But hey,
better than what I would have done.
We got you figured out anyway.
Yeah. So Scooney will inbound. A little bit of pressure here from Athens this time.
Light pressure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh. And that foul is on number 5, Xavier Watson.
Yeah, and that's not a good foul for Watson.
It might be a second. They have a 5 up there unless it's Flynn. Oh, looks like just his first.
Must be his first. So Flynn has a foul then as well.
Yep. 2 fouls apiece right now. 4:38 to go. It's still 6-2 in favor of Athens.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to, offensively, Tawana's going to have to exploit the outside because Athens does have some length underneath. There's a mismatch there. That was a mismatch there, but we couldn't collect it.
Good hands, but Lister again called for a travel.
Yeah.
And again, he can't believe it.
And Coach Lister can't either.
I think Lister just committed, by the way, too.
Yeah, he did. He committed to
St. John Fisher?
John Fisher, yes, which is that D3?
D3 out there in New Jersey, yeah. Okay. So congrats to him.
Congratulations.
I think he's going to play football and basketball? Or football and baseball?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I'll tell you the
football and baseball.
Yeah, the Horton kid down there can play baseball, too.
Yep.
Good player. Rebound, Schoonover.
Shot no good by
yeah. Oh, whoa. Good fight for Scooney.
They're going to call it a travel, yeah. So, or I'm sorry, a jump ball. So, yeah, good hustle there by Scooney collecting his own miss, but it does go back to Athens on the jump.
It is weird watching these kids 4 or 5 years later after coaching them.
It
in
is.
7th and 8th grade.
Yep.
And you can tell they've learned a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Shot no good by Horton. Rebounded there by Schoonover.
Scooney with 3 quick rebounds. It's a push. Oh, nice pass.
All right. Flynn to Schoonover is good. Makes it 6-4 and cuts into that Athens lead. Yeah, Schoonover's always good for the rebounds. He's also good for the fouls.
And he's not that big, but he's tough.
Oh, he's always been
the kid's tough.
He's a bulldog.
Yeah.
He's a physical kid.
Football player, too, as well.
He is. Horton misses
zone.
No good. Collected by Schoonover. He kind of lost the handle on it. They're going to have to call travel, yeah. But he does get his 4th rebound.
Yeah, and you'd like to see a point guard get the ball after the rebound, and just give it to a guard. I know that we're expecting to have to bring it up with other guys, but
that's another thing too. Without Teagan here,
yeah, it's tough.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we really have a true point guard.
No, we do not.
Like we have kids that can handle the ball for sure, like Schroeder, but true point guard, not really.
Strong, no. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if Athens does either, really. I mean, Lister can do it.
Lister can do it, but he shouldn't have to.
Seems like they always have some shorter kid that's always a really good. Who was it? Favre, right? For years and years, him and his brother.
Yep.
Shot there by Miller's no good. Rebounded by Xavier Watson.
He must have been a late addition to the game because he was not on our starting lineup, and I think he started.
I think he did too. Yeah. I think he took Chris Mitchell's spot.
Yeah.
Travel here on the Cats, and we'll go back to Tawana again. A lot of turnovers, and we have some sloppy basketball, but to be expected.
Yeah.
It's 2 days after Christmas, a long layoff, and we have a timeout by Athens.
And if they ate like I did,
yeah, we did,
like we did, we're in trouble.
I'm just talking you up. Heck of an electrician, also can make a mean prime rib.
Well, I can thank my wife to that. That's one of the few things she does cook, and
it was good.
She cooks it well.
And hey, we just had the mac and cheese too. My mom made your wife gave my mom the recipe.
And she has the recipe now, and it's
look out. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been on my treadmill a lot last couple days.
I wish I could get on mine. Mine has so much dust on it.
I missed mine. I will say that. 3:02 to go here, first quarter of action. 6-4 still. Athens in a serious drought right now, a scoring drought, I should say.
Yeah.
Have not scored in quite some time.
Quite unusual for that team as well because they do put up a lot of points.
Yeah, from what I've seen, they were putting 80s and 70s on, inferior opponents, but still.
Yeah, sure. Schroeder with a miss.
How many bunnies and layups has Tawana missed so far?
Quite a few bunnies, and that's been all season like that, to be honest with you.
It's a really impressive take there by Keithley, but the shot's no good. Rebounded by the Cats. Here's Watson.
I'll tell you, Watson looks like he could probably exploit Wheaton. He's got him by probably a foot height-wise.
He looks like a good athlete. I think Watson's a wide receiver on the football team.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Rebound by Lambert.
Coach Young could tell us that.
Mm-hmm. Wheaton entry pass here to Flynn. Tries to go to work on Horton. Decides to kick it back out. Dangerous pass, yeah. I don't think Lister was looking.
No.
Back into Flynn.
Tie up.
Oh, boy. Good effort there.
Mm-hmm. Good hustle. Good hustle.
I don't know what they're going to call here.
What would the call what could it possibly be other than the kid getting upset about getting thrown to the ground? But it's a foul.
Yep.
It was called a foul, so no harm, no foul there. Well, a foul, but
Yeah. Horton will come out. Into the game comes Kraft, number 15, his first action of the game. He played quite a bit last year, I do remember.
Yeah.
I mean, all these kids played, except Horton playing for Sarah. But
Yeah. And you'll also nice take.
Ouch. Lambert put on some skates there as Lister goes in for 2 more, makes it 8-4. That's a silly foul there on Miller. Didn't really need to do that.
We'll also see Smith play a little bit. He's number 20.
Yeah.
He's number 25. He used to be number 25
Yep,
a couple years
he
ago.
is.
Yep, still. He'll play a little bit. He can stroke it from the outside.
I think the only 2 kids I don't recall from last year on this team right now are Keithley and Watson, but I believe they're both younger kids.
And obviously Horton.
Oh, yeah, and Horton.
Yeah,
Yep.
as a travel.
Good dish there. And into the game now is Farrell, number 40. Lost the handle on a good entry pass, though, there by Wheaton.
Good look. That's got to be a bounce pass.
Good hands by Lambert on the other end. Yep, into the game here now for Tawanda's Various Farrell, number 40. He's a sophomore.
And he's improved a lot from the beginning of the year, Jordan. Which is why he's now on the varsity squad.
I had the pleasure to coach him last year when I was here at Tawanda's in football as a freshman. He was a really good freshman football player.
Yeah, he's tough.
That was number 14, Keithley, in for 2. Makes it 10-4 now. Athens, just over a minute left here in the first quarter of action. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you again to Flynn Propane and Flynn Energy for sponsoring another event here.
And I'll go over the other sponsors that are involved in this, but Flynn's is one of the big sponsors for us.
Always a fun time, the Valley Christmas Tournament. You're able to get out and, like you said, stretch a little bit and get out of the house and see some people and watch some basketball.
Yeah, you get to see people you haven't seen in a long time, and I'll tell you what, we have a heck of a crowd here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I couldn't find a seat when I got here for the end of the girls' game.
No.
Speaking of which, congrats to the girls. I saw as you called that game, a nice win.
They move on to play
I'm assuming
Waverly.
Yeah.
They absolutely destroyed Sarah today.
Wow. And that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Waverly, I think Waverly's won the last couple of years.
Yeah, Waverly has a good program.
Nice pass.
Nice pass.
Ooh, he misses the layup, though. Nice follow by Watson, and he is fouled on that foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, that'll give Watson 4 rebounds on the night.
Yeah, Watson looks like a pretty good athlete. We got mass subs coming in on this second free throw attempt here, but Watson will shoot the first. Foul situation right now, we have 4 on the Black Knights, 3 on the Cats.
One thing I get, and I find tough, and maybe you did when you first started doing this, is the people that walk behind you and tap you on the shoulder.
Constantly. I'm not as popular as you are, by far.
You're in mid-sentence, and it's like, boom, and it's like, I can't really talk to you right now.
Right?
I'm calling a game.
Watson's first shot is good. Substitutions here for the Cats. They're going to bring in number 1, Babcock. Number 25, that is Smith. Staying into the game is 15. Kraft is still in the game. And then they still have in Keithley and, of course, Watson.
Quick break for Lister.
Yep. Extended end of the quarter.
Yeah. That's 5 points now for Xavier Watson.
And he'll take a seat as Mitchell comes in for him. 12-4 now is the score. Quietly, Athens has built a quick 8-point lead.
Will Schroeder in for Tawanda, bringing the ball up court.
His first action of the game. It's in the hands of Lambert. Gets it back over to Schroeder.
Now shoot that. I guess he got him quick.
20 seconds left. Yeah, you got to expose the younger Cats here. But that shot is no good. Rebounded alongside by Babcock.
Bailey Poe with a shot.
Looks like Athens is content to hold for the last shot. It is Babcock.
Yeah.
He gives it over here.
They got to go now, though.
Keithley's pass is errant. And with 1.8 to go, Tawanda should have the last shot here. And I think Henry wants either Flynn or Schroeder to shoot this, as they'll both come back into the game for the last second. 1.8.
Yeah, I'd almost just put a couple guys down and have them go up for a jump and down by the other free throw line. I wouldn't bring the ball underneath my own basket.
Yeah, that's an interesting substitution.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that.
Because that's it.
Yep.
And the end of the first quarter of action here from the first round of the Valley Christmas Tournament. It is the Athens Wildcats 12 and your Tawanda Black Knights 4. We're going to take a minute break and we'll be back with the second quarter of action here live from Tawanda.
Quick, yeah. Okay, you're good. Just would like to take a few minutes and thank some of our announcers, Jordan, for this Christmas tournament. One being State Line Auto and Auction. Guthrie Community Credit Union, Landy and Rossetti, PLC Attorneys at Law, Keystone Insurers Group, Hughes Notary Services, Broad Street Barber Shop, Ted's Clark Busy Mart, where you get all that good meat at, Jordan. Tomaso's Golf Course, which I struggle to play at. Mooney's Sports and Bar and Grill, Jones's Diner, Hurley's Fresh Mart, the Club at Shepherd Hills, Thomas Cremation and Funeral Services, Yanuzzi's.
I'll be there
Italian
tomorrow.
American Grill,
Chop steak, baby. Can't wait.
Bigfoot, Stiffs, Sarah Redskins Club, and we'll get the rest of them to you here in a little bit.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
Hey, want to throw out a quick trivia question? Why not? If you don't have a program and you want to take a wild shot in the dark, when's the last time that the Towanda boys won the Valley Christmas Tournament?
And I know that because I was a part of it.
Oh, you can't give that away.
Okay, we'll never figure it out from there.
It's not recent. Lambert in for 2. Yeah, so if you just for fun, if you're listening and you don't have a program in front of you, hey, when's the last time the Towanda Black Knights won this Valley Christmas Tournament? Best out of 4. Hey, good defense there, coming back the other direction. This is going to be a charge.
Schoonover takes them a lot.
All the
he takes a
time.
beating, and he keeps on ticking.
Again, the best word to describe that kid, he is a bulldog. I've been saying
Absolutely.
that since he was in 8th grade.
I've watched him in St. Agnes, and he was the same way there.
So a good start for the Knights as they get a stop in a bucket. It's 12-6 now.
Bailey Pohl back in the game for Towanda.
Lambert's pass a little high, but falls aimlessly into the hands of Schoonover. Schoonover back to Lambert. Man, they cannot get Lambert a shot off, can they? Athens closes quickly.
He's got to start just taking it. There
we
it is.
go.
You got to start taking that shot. He's a good shooter. He's got a good stroke. He's got to take the shot.
Rebound there by number 24, Mitchell. And it's into the hands of Kraft. Kraft brings it up here for the Cats. Almost travel. I was going to say, might have got away with the travel, but it's called.
A little bit of a walk.
And 2 possessions and 2 turnovers for Athens to start off.
What are you looking for?
A lot of their starters right now are taking a little bit of a rest. So,
Well, I'd like to thank the 49 followers and watchers of our YouTube event today. Schroeder to the basket.
no good and rebounded by Babcock. He comes the other direction here.
I can't believe there's 49 people that want to listen to us, to be honest with you.
I know.
Hey, we'll take it. Who's that?
That's Babcock. Kraft got the offensive board. It does fall out of bounds off of Towanda. It'll stay with Athens. Here come mass subs again. It's back in. Looks like most of the starters.
Nope.
Except for Kraft.
Yeah,
Kraft
all
stays
but
in.
Kraft, yeah. 2 Schroeders and Schoonover and Flynn and Lambert for Towanda on the floor.
Kraft inbounds here to, that's Miller. Miller into Lister. Lister just lines up from the logo. Shot no good. Rebound by Schroeder.
Good box by the little Schroeder there.
Comes Elias with it. He gives it over to Scooney. Thought about it. Decides to go out to Flynn. Good work by Flynn there.
No, he's got to take that to the basket.
Shot by Willie. Schroeder's no good. Rebounded eventually by Lister. He throws 3-on-1 here down the paint. Shot no good. Fight for the board. Going to go in the hands of Schroeder. 2-on-1 matchup here. Horton tried it. Ooh, no good. Rebounded, though, by Scooney in for 2, and it's 12-8 now with 6:08 to go in the half. Tell you what, Watson just got up.
Yeah. The kid can jump.
He got up there pretty high. There's Kraft with a crafty little move in for 2. Makes it 14-8.
Yeah, Athens plays a lot of players, I noticed.
They do.
Bailey Poe with a miss.
Well, they have 25, it seems like. Jeepers.
Yeah. And that is another rebound for number 5.
Yep. Lister plays a little bit of bully ball inside. He is going to be shot no good, but he's fouled. With line shoot 2. Coming in for Towanda is going to be Wheaton and number 11.
I got to tell you,
Barnes.
Jordan, Watson's tough. He's impressive out there.
He is.
He can jump, too.
So here come Barnes and Wheaton. Out comes Pohl, and Schoonover takes a break. Schoonover with a number change this year. So it's my first time again, like I said, not 44 anymore.
Yeah, it was weird to see, and it's hard to actually come to terms with, to be honest with you.
Is there a reason for that? Or
no,
something?
I don't think so.
Is it just because 44? New unis, I see.
Well,
Lister just doing work down low, by the way.
That's ridiculous.
Rebounded by Flynn. Good. It was a good idea, but
that's.
Ooh,
what was that? That pass cannot get through there.
Yeah.
There's no way that pass was getting through.
That would have made ESPN by Lister, but not enough mustard on it. It's going to be taken back by the Black Knights here.
You see, the fact that we don't have a point guard really does hurt us, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't get into our sets. You know, we don't fast break like we could.
It's not like a development thing or anything like that. I don't think. It's just
no.
we just haven't had a true point guard.
Did dunk that?
I don't know. He thought about it, I think.
He lost it, I think.
Horton in for 2.
And we haven't had a center in I can't tell you how many years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Probably, I mean, I don't know if he was a true center, but there was, I'm going to forget his name, the homeschooled boy.
Oh, yeah.
He was probably our last true center. He was
and he was a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Hoffman.
Hoffman, yes, thank you. Colby Hoffman.
Yep.
Here's Lister going coast to coast. Shot no good, though, and
Over the
Horton
back.
went over the back. Yep. 16-8 now is our score. Foul situation, by the way, if you are curious, it is 5 on the Black Knights, 4 on the Cats. 4:28 to go here in the half.
Yeah, Tawana's got to find a way to get back in this game. Not really sure what the answer is, not having Tegan Irish on the floor, who is a true scorer. We don't per se have that right now.
For what I see, it seems like every offensive possession, I mean, not this, well, never mind.
Yeah.
Every offensive possession, it seems like a struggle for Tawana.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, again, you've been calling these games, but they have not scored a lot of points.
Well, what I would like to see happen, and probably will end up happening, is we got to run the fast break. I mean, our sets just are not doing it because the teams we're playing are just so much lengthier than us, it seems like.
I mean, it seems like Tawana, and it's been this way for the last few years, tough defense, always tough defense, but
absolutely.
offensively, just we've had some issues. And again, it comes to personnel, it comes to making big shots and not missing layups and not missing bunnies.
Yep, and we miss a lot of bunnies, I'll tell you.
And a lot of turnovers.
Yep.
Here comes Horton, and he'll turn right back over, though. Nice job by Schroeder. But he'll turn it now.
Oh, that's a travel.
Let it go. 2-on-1 situation. Way to get back by Athens. Shot no good.
Great defense.
Schroeder's blocked this time, and we are going to have a foul, I believe, on number 11. That's going to be on Barnes.
That was great defense by number 15, Kraft.
Yeah, that was
very good defense.
Athens hustled back there, too. It's length.
A wide open layup.
It's
length.
It
is, and we saw that in the girls' game as well with Tawana. They had a lot of length.
So we're past the midway point here in the second quarter. It's 16-8, which has been, it's understandable. A bit of a sloppy turnover fest of a game.
Yep.
Shot there by Horton's no good, out of bounds on Athens. Again, the winner of this game will advance to the championship game. Is it in Waverly? Is it in Waverly?
Yeah, and I think I have the score. It is 41-23 Waverly with 2 minutes left in the half.
Over the Skins, okay.
Yep.
So, and then the loser of this game will be back here tomorrow, I believe, at 7:30 for the consolation game.
Yeah, and not sure what your plans are. I'll be here.
Oh, we're going to Yanuzzi's. We're getting some dinner for Mom's birthday.
Okay.
And then we're heading to the game.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good foul there.
So I believe it's going to be a shooting foul, and Lister will shoot 2.
I don't have Lister's stats in front of me, and usually we have all the stats coming into it, but I'm pretty sure he's up around 20-some points a game.
Got to be. You'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Saw he was the first-team NTL quarterback as well this year. Just a really good athlete.
Just a heck of an athlete. He really is.
First free throw is up and good for Lister. He'll have one more into the game here for Tawanda is Pole.
And having a son that's a senior, he played a lot of ball against Lister, and he's just a great athlete. I don't know how else to say it. He really is. He's got a good touch with the ball. That's the second point up and good.
18-8 now in favor of Athens. They've built this to a double-digit lead. Tawanda really has to buckle down these last couple minutes to keep this thing close for the half, in my opinion.
They're getting trapped every play. They're trapping every single pass.
Schroeder stepped before he shot it, and it's a shame because it does go, but it won't count.
That was a wide open 3, too.
Yep.
Hate to see that.
So a turnover here back to Athens, 18-8.
We're going to go with a little press here.
Yep.
I'm not going to trap out of it, though, I don't think.
Athens is also in the first bonus, 1-1 situation on the next Tawanda foul.
Will Schroeder's a tough little kid. He moves, doesn't stop moving.
Oh, boy.
He's got a motor.
That is a massive
mismatch.
Issue.
Yep. That's a mismatch, and I'll tell you, that's what we talked about before the game, and looks like that's what we're going to try to do here the rest of this half.
So that was Watson over top of Wheaton. Yep. 20-8 now, 2:40 to go.
And they recognized it. Yeah.
Ooh. Kraft gets called for the block there.
Little flop by Kraft there. Made it look good. I almost thought Scooney threw a shoulder or something.
Scooney throw a shoulder, never. Keithley will check in the game here for Lister. Both teams now in the bonus. Scooney inbounds to Flynn. Flynn, ooh, that's
nice.
a nasty move.
That was a nice move. I'll tell you, that was filthy.
That was.
He faked one way and took the ball to the hoop the other.
Looked like a Rajon Rondo on that drive. But regardless, the shot's no good, but Flynn does get rewarded with 2 free throws here.
And, it's weird because these guys play so many different positions. Flynn's the center on the team, and he's bringing the ball up the court. Like we said, there's no center or no guard on Tawanda's team, and that's very difficult to win a game that way.
Yes, it is. And let's also not, again, we don't want to be too pessimistic, but Tawanda's got 8 points with 2 minutes left in the half.
That's a tough one.
Got to score to beat Athens.
Yeah,
so they're playing okay defensively. 20 points for Athens with 2 minutes left.
Sure, that's good defense in my mind, but their offense has to score some points. We've got to figure something out here.
Both free throws are no good from Flynn. Down the other way, Athens shot up and no good by number 14, Keithley, and rebounded by Schoonover.
4 rebounds for Schoonover on the night. He's out of bounds.
It's a good try, though. Good hustle there by Miller.
Great hustle.
Another substitution for Athens.
Mitchell coming back in?
Yes. We should get paid for the substitutions alone.
Man, I'll tell you what, we'd have some
Athens
dough.
has been. Tawanda's been known to sub with under Henry, but man, Athens is.
We would be able to afford that meal that you knew. Nice give and go there, covered well. Nice.
You know what, Flynn's doing his, holding his own down low. Good 2 points.
He's impressed me. He's become a much better basketball player last year. Playing a lot of summer ball.
I'll tell you what, he worked hard too.
Yeah, he plays a lot of ball.
He worked out the YMCA a lot too with Ricky Rayfeld.
He got a lot bigger, I'll tell you that. He's a big boy now.
He did a really nice job. 20-10, minute 49 to go here. We'll see what Athens wants to do. They've kind of slowed it down a little bit, but they do find another matchup issue. Actually back out to Horton. His three's up, no good.
Flynn
rebounded by Flynn. Schoonover goes baseline with that left hand again.
That's his shot right there. He does that. He protects the ball from the rim or the block from the rim. Does it quite often.
He's been doing that for a long time.
Yep.
So Tawana, 4 quick points here like we talked about. They got to have a good end of the half, and so far so good.
Yeah. Now we got to play defense. Cannot let them score here.
Horton might have got away with the travel there. He gets in the paint, though. His shot up, and it does go around the world twice, but in.
Was that Horton?
Yeah, it was Horton. Yep, 12.
Okay, yep, that was Horton.
And we have a timeout there by Coach Henry. So we'll take it with him. With a minute 7 to go here. Actually, we can stay and finish up the sponsors if you want to.
Yeah, we can stay and do that, and then see if I can even find them now. We want to give everybody their press. Woody's Ale House, Bar and Grill. Average Thames Gym. Jurnax. Knapp Chiropractic Center. Ryan Knapp, a big supporter of Towanda basketball. He's got, 2,279 points for Towanda, which is just far and away way more than anybody else ever scored. Closest was Noah Hoff, I believe, at 16-13.
Yep.
And BSN Sports. The Valley Christmas Tourney would like to thank our sponsors and all the schools that are involved in this tournament. Thank you to all our sponsors.
Hey, and I'll give you our trivia answer as well. Might as well think about it. The last time the Tawana Black Knights have won the Valley Christmas Tournament was?
Listen, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was 1994.
98. 1998.
Okay, we did win it in 94, I believe, too.
Maybe. Yep, 94.
Yep.
Towanda, 94, 97, 98.
I didn't think of 98. I forgot about the 98 team.
Yep. That would have been, who was that really good center we had?
Was that Jason Moore?
Was it Calvin?
No, that wasn't Jason Moore. That would have been
Calvin Vanderpool?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Was Calvin playing back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was late 90s, early 1000s.
Okay, yeah.
In the old gym there.
Yep. Best place to shoot a basketball is in that old gym. I'll tell you, shoot it
in
this gym. You do not get a friendly roll on these rims here. And I've been told millions of times to loosen them up a little bit, but it's going to be a while before you see another 1,000-point scorer here. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, they do have
at
tough
least
rims
at
here.
least at the guys' level. Girls level, Paige Manchester got it last year along with Portia Bennett.
Yep. So Farrell comes to the game here for his last 30 seconds. It's 22-12, a 10-point lead for the Cats.
Inside-out game.
I thought for sure Athens would hold for one shot. They don't, though.
Wow.
It's Miller in the paint for 2. And it's back to a dozen. See if Towanda wants the last shot, if they're going to try and go. And they're not. We're going to get another timeout here from Henry. Looks like he's going to try and set up his offense here for this final play of the half.
We'll get a score here from I think my last score, I don't know, we're at halftime 46-29, Waverly over the Sarah Redskins.
Yeah, so as we expected, Waverly has that one in control. And if they can hang on to that one, they will host the Valley Christmas Tournament. And they actually were, Athens actually was the champs last year. Waverly and Athens have gone back and forth since 2015. Remember, there's that 8 years that they didn't have the tournament.
2 years before that, the Waverly won 2 years in a row there, I know. And
yep, Waverly, Athens, Waverly, Athens.
Yep.
So we're in a little bit of a pattern right now.
It looks like they had Loyalsock there in 2007.
Of course they did, because that was the year we lost to in football. Lost to Loyalsock in the district final.
I remember that game.
Me too. Me too.
I wasn't really playing in it, but I was watching.
It was cold, that's for sure.
It was very cold that day.
So,
it looks like Tawanda better come out of the huddle here, or else the ball's going to get dropped. I see that happening because here it goes. Here we go. We're going to drop the ball. You got to get out. Got to get out of there.
He's in the Christmas spirit still.
I would have dropped it, Shawsey. Yeah, there he goes.
There's the drop. So Scooney does pick it up, and he'll inbound it to Flynn. We'll see what Coach Landon Henry's conjured up here.
Get an outside shot. Let's get a wide open three. Right there it is. Swing it.
And one more to Lambert.
Oh,
his pocket was picked by Miller. His half-court shot.
Oh, boy, that almost went in.
Double clank, but is no good. So that is the end of the first half here from Tawanda. It is the visiting Athens Wildcats 24 and the Tawanda Black Knights 12. So we're going to take about a 5-6 minute break here, and we'll come back with a few minutes left at halftime, and Kevin will go over some stats and scores and maybe a little bit more of analysis of what the Knights need to do back in this one. But again, about a 5-minute break. If you're tuning in, thanks so much. It's Tawanda trailing 24-12.
We're back. I'll go over the stats real quick, Jordan. Got them in a little late here. I don't even have their names. Number one is, you can just come up with names, I guess. Number one.
What team?
Athens.
Babcock.
Okay, has 2 rebounds. Number 2. Lister has 4 points. Number 12
is Horton.
Horton has 4. 14
is Colson Keithley.
Has 2. 24
is Mitchell.
Has 2. 33
is Corey Miller.
Has 4. Number 5
is Xavier Watson.
He has 4. And 15
is Mr. Kraft.
Has 4. On Tawanda's side, Elias Schroeder has 2 rebounds. Grady Flynn has 2 points. Logan Lambert has 2 points. Justin Schoonover has 8 points.
Yeah, so a pretty good half from Scooney anyway.
Yeah.
And he's not in foul trouble. That's the one thing I've noticed this year so far is he's kind of keeping himself a little bit.
I'm sorry, 5 points.
Well, still.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost half our points.
Yeah. Yeah.
So still.
We got to score here in the second half, Jordan. We got to get to the basket.
So we are back live underway here. It's 24-12 in favor of Athens, just underway here in the second half of this one. And Towanda starts off with possession. Looks like we have in the 4 starters with Wheaton right now for Towanda.
Yeah, that's the only change is Wheaton from the starters from the beginning of the game.
So 4 seniors and a sophomore, and Athens has in their 5 starters right now with Miller, Horton, Watson, Lister, and actually they have Keithley in right now, number 14.
You know, it makes you wonder how different the game would be if Tegan Irish was in it.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely would. Big spark offensively, plays good defense too.
Yeah. 3 for Wheaton. Wow.
In and out, no good. Yeah, you just got done talking about the not very forgiving are these rims.
They're tight. I mean, you can do a layup and have it roll around if it hits any part of the rim. It's usually not going to go in.
Good bounce, though, for the Knights as it goes off the Athens and will stay with Towanda here. Wheaton will inbound. Gets it in quickly. And his shot is good off the assist from Schoonover. So 24-14 now, 7 minutes and change left here in the third. You know, Towanda, I mean, it's a 10-point game, but Tawanda's sticking around.
Yeah.
And there's another travel on Mason Lister.
Not happy with that. That's his 3rd of the day, I believe.
Yep, I believe you are correct.
And I don't know if Jim Lister doesn't understand what's going on. Will. He got to get back on defense. Look at this. Oh.
Flynn blocked from behind by Watson. Will stay with Towanda.
Watson doesn't even need to leave the floor. Just stick his hands up and block the ball.
He sure doesn't.
Pretty big fella.
So it'll be Lambert inbounding here. So Tawanda's going to go with the box. Tries to get into Flynn. Great hands by Keithley.
You know, normally, and they have a new rule now, I think that's on taunting and stuff or whatever, in one or whatever.
Yep.
And Mason Lister is a very aggressive, very energetic player, and he's been pretty calm.
He has been.
You know, and
That's true.
I've never really seen him play that way.
Gosh, I think of certain kids. I'll be interested to see some certain kids. I mean, it's a pretty mellowed out league right now.
Yeah, it is, and it's
back in the day, like when Andy Podolinsky played.
Oh gosh,
he may not have made it 2 minutes.
No.
Shot no good from Flynn. Rebounded eventually by Keithley. Loses the handle on it, but there's Mason Lister. Gets in the paint. Gives it off to Horton. His shot short, no good. Rebounded by Schroeder. A very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody out there as well. Hope you're enjoying this coverage of the Valley Christmas Tournament.
Yeah, we're glad to be able to bring it to you, thanks to our sponsors.
Errant pass there by Towanda. It stays with Athens. It's always that interesting time of the year between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know.
It's nice to be able to watch sports during it,
It
though.
is.
You know,
It is. How great was the NFL?
Oh man, I'll tell you, there were
Christmas this
5
year.
or there's so many good games over the holidays.
I mean, I love basketball, but I'm not a big NBA guy. I haven't.
No, you know, I'm not either, and it's tough to watch the NBA. There's no defense,
especially in the regular season.
Yeah, no defense at all. And then they decide to play it in the playoffs. Like, where's that been all year? You know,
right? Turnover on Towanda, goes back to Athens again. It's still a 10-point lead for those Cats. Miller gives it over here to Keithley, gets it into
mismatch
Xavier
right here.
Watson. Yeah, he's kind of bullying.
I don't know why he's not just going to go to the basket with that, to be honest with you. I mean, got to go right back to him. They have to. It's wide open. There it is.
Must be Henry's got a lot of confidence in the defensive ability of Wheat.
I don't. That's just a mismatch. You know, you can't ask a kid that size to guard a kid that size. It's just not fair.
So Watson burrowed his way into the paint there and goes in for 2. We have a timeout on the floor. It's just a 30-seconder, so we'll stay here. 26-14 now in favor of Athens.
That makes Watson your leading scorer in the ball game with 6 points and got quite a few rebounds. I think he has 8 rebounds on the night as well.
And it should also be noted again that Watson is just a sophomore.
I'll tell you, he looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with him.
So I do know of Watson and Keithley. Both of them were pretty good freshman football players for Athens this year. They're going to be a terror in this league on the football field and on the basketball court next couple of years.
Yeah, and
I'm assuming they both probably do track. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't.
Judging from Keithley's older brother, was a really good track athlete for Athens as well.
Yeah, I don't know what Lister's talking about over here on the sideline, but he's in Shaw's ear.
Yeah, he wants something. Probably not talking about.
No, they're not talking about the holiday dinner or anything like that. You know.
Nope.
And for that matter, Lister's been fairly quiet too. You know, he's the same way. You know, him and his boy are kind of the same way. Have the same temperament, and he's been very calm.
Has been. It's been a very mellowed out game, honestly, for Athens and Tawana in the Valley Christmas tournament. I mean, Tawana comes in this game in a 5-game losing streak, but 4-5. Athens 5-2. Both teams have had success so far this year. Great take by Flynn.
Good take, Flynn.
Right around Lister in for 2, puts it back down to a 10-point game.
He gives him 4 points on the night.
Here's Watson, kind of lost the handle of it.
Yeah.
Dumps over to Horton. Horton has had a quiet game.
Yeah, he has.
Missed shots from him tonight.
Another one. Schroeder with a rebound.
So here's Lambert, also had a quiet night.
Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, Lambert's kind of had a quiet season, Jordan. Coy hasn't put it together. He has, like I said, he has probably one of the truest strokes on the team, and it's always been a pretty shot, and he's just kind of stuck in a funk right now. 2-on-1, should be automatic scorer there.
Watson just too lengthy there.
That's
disrupted the shot.
Rebound. Nice rebound by Flynn.
Scooney got it taken away there by Keithley, but they're going to call it a jump ball.
He's lucky he didn't get called for up and down.
Yeah. Good hands by Keithley. It's going to be a jump. Should go to Athens, I believe, with the arrow. And it will. So a tough sequence there from Tawana. 2 missed shots, 2 offensive boards, nothing to show for it but a jump ball turnover. It goes back to Athens here. About halfway through the third quarter, still a 10-point lead, which has been for most of this game.
That's too easy.
Give and go. Lister is in for 2, 28-16 now. Good pass by Miller.
Lister 6 on the night. Bailey Pohl right back at him.
Wide open threes, no good. Rebounded by Horton.
Can't we just get rid of the 3-point line? You know, it just seems like kids just stand around it, you know. I mean, step inside it a couple steps, you know, for sure.
And almost 3 seconds from Keithley. He does get out of there in time. He's in there for a long time. Watson back to Keithley.
Looks like Athens is going to spread out the floor a little bit.
Yep.
Work some clock. Up 28-16.
Good pass by Lister.
Nice look.
That's Horton.
Him and Horton are tough.
Yep. Foes made teammates this year.
Yeah.
And that's too bad for Sayers. Like, I understand the whole football thing that happened and transferring for football. Another 2 from Lister here is quickly. Athens on a 6-0 run. But that's too bad for, like, Sayers' basketball program and other sports. And I'm not knocking anybody for doing it, like I said, but it's just a tough circumstance.
It sure is. You know, it's sad to see because Sayre has had good programs in the past.
Yep.
You know, just don't have the numbers anymore.
Right, losing a star like Horton is tough.
That's very. Oh, wow. How did that go in?
Mason Lister kind of lost it and got fouled, but somehow the ball finds the bottom of the hoop.
It was partially blocked.
And it's going to be an and-one opportunity here for Mason Lister. And very quickly, with the blink of an eye, it's 34-16. A 16. Oh wow! I teach math. An 18-point lead here for the Cats. Shot no good, but another board by Keithley.
Wow, he's tough.
Yep. Horton's fouled. We'll say, though, it's been a fairly clean third quarter so far. That's only the second team foul on the night. It's only 1 on the Cats.
Yeah.
They're letting them play a little bit, those Shaws.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, it's not affecting the game in any way, so why not let them go?
So, over-under, well, I don't know. What are the chances, percentage-wise, that I see I see Shaw at Unuzi's tomorrow night.
Well, you'll see one of them as you see Horton score.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll see one of them. I mean, you always do. I mean,
it's my mom's birthday tradition.
Yep.
With Unuzi's, and we typically see the Shaws.
Yeah, and
it's a great place to go, Unuzi's.
Oh my gosh! And I'll
one
tell
of our
you what,
sponsors.
Yeah, one of our sponsors, and I don't know if there's anybody in Towanda that brags up Unuzi's as I do.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody I tell, and I'm a big steak fan, and everybody that I talk to, I tell them if you want a good steak, you go to Unuzi's. I don't care if you're down in Florida. It's one of the best filet mignons I've ever had anywhere.
Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to talk up. Again, I've been down in Lancaster now for about 5-6 months. There is no better Chinese restaurant I've ever had than Canbo.
Never been there.
Well,
There is a restaurant down there called the Country Kitchen or something, Country Cupboard.
Yep.
I believe in Lidditz. That's one of the best restaurants I think I've ever been to. An Amish cook, Mennonite cooks there, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's definitely. I've definitely put on a few pounds since moving down there. There's no doubt about that.
Great food.
There's Lister with a take. He gets
his own.
Yeah, goes in for 2, and we have
He's taken over.
Yeah, this game has gotten out of hand in a hurry here. With 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter, it is the Athens Wildcats 38, the Towanda Black Knights 16. We have a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back here in 50 seconds, live from Towanda. All right, so in a blink of an eye, and that can sometimes happen here, Athens has taken a big 22-point lead in this one.
Looks like to me Sarah must put on a little bit of a run. 67-45 Waverly started the fourth.
All right, so we feel pretty confident in the Wolverines again making it to another Valley Christmas tournament.
Yeah, and it's looking quite a bit like Athens is going to be with them. Nice move by Schroeder.
Tell you what, Schroeder, good move there with a spin in for 2.
I want to say that is his first points of the game.
For the quiet one.
Yep.
Lister driving in, somehow gets that shot up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Flynn. He fights for the rebound. He does come up with it.
Good swing. Hit that, Lambert. That's got to be a foul. Good take.
Great take.
I'm telling you, that's the kid that's got to come out of his shell for Towanda to play better basketball.
Yep. So out of the timeout, Towanda goes on a storming 4-0 run, possible 5. Try and get this thing a little bit closer going into the fourth. Had a good soccer season, too, Logan Lambert. Heart and soul of that soccer program. Won a few games this year. Good to see.
Good free throw shooter, too.
Yeah, he's almost automatic.
Yeah, he's always been a great free throw shooter.
Mass subs for the Cats. They bring in Mitchell. They bring in Kraft. And they bring in somebody else, too.
Give
those two.
Give their starters a little bit of a breather.
Yep. 17-point lead here for Athens. The free throw was good. 38-21. Here comes Miller.
Wheaton with the steal. Pretty quick.
Yeah, he is lightning fast.
He's fast. You'd like to see him maybe try to be a running back or wide receiver. You know, I know he's a kicker on the football team.
He plays soccer.
Yeah,
he's a kicker.
He's a soccer player, so.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, he would be good. That's a good take. Jeepers.
Lister in for 2 more, adding to his day, and he'll get another shot for and 1.
That's 14 for Lister. I believe that is 10 points in the third period for him.
Yeah, he's been on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, and that's normal Mason Lister. You know, he's a good player.
His free throw took a beeline to the front of the rim. But still a 19-point lead here for
shoot that
Athens. Scooting over in on Mitchell. Good turnaround jumper shot, no good. Rebounded by Watson.
Just nothing underneath for us. It's just not there. It's a one and done.
Length has been an issue as expected here for Towanda. Miller corrals the ball at the top of the key. Good pass under by Watson.
Oh, man. Good luck.
Here's Lambert.
Oh, man. Good hands.
I'll tell you what, Miller's been impressive. Oh, good find by Flynn as he finds Scoot over.
Yeah, he has been.
He's quick. Lister right down the court, and they're going to call that a charge on Lister as Lambert's able to get back on defense and takes the shoulder of the big senior.
Grady Flynn bumped into, who was it out there, number 33 for Corey Miller.
Flynn's fun.
He is. He's just letting him know he's there, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, almost picked his pocket.
Wheaton just having a wonderful time. I'll tell you what, that would have been a great basket if he made that all the way through.
Take there. Rebound.
Under a minute now in the third quarter. It's a 17-point lead for Athens at 40-23. Here's Kraft, top of the key. Three is good.
That's wide open.
Just like that, Athens is back up by 20.
That's 7 for Kraft today.
Tell you what, Athens has a deep bench, too.
Yeah, I mean,
they got players.
Almost everybody that's been out on the floor has scored. A turnover for Flynn.
Actually, Kraft lost the handle on it, and Tawana's going to get bailed out with a foul by Miller.
Yeah.
It'll be on the floor, so it'll be Tawana's basketball here.
We have Smith coming in for Athens.
Looks like he'll take out Miller. That's Miller's third foul. Don't want a cheap one here down the quarter.
I'll tell you what, this Smith kid, he's if you see him around the three-point line, you want to guard him. He can shoot from three.
He's only a junior, so he'll be back next year for Athens. So him and Keithley and Watson and Babcock will be back.
Yeah. Boy, that ball could have been taken away.
Lambert with the right hand, kicks it out.
Bailey Pohl.
4-3. Goes. Bailey Pohl, I believe that's his first points of the game.
First points of the game. That was a 3, I believe.
Yep. So we'll see if Athens wants the last shot here. Oh, they
turnover. Oh, man.
Maybe. Smith.
Yeah, that's where you want to go.
Watson.
Right there,
Watson wants the handle of it. 10 ticks left. Tawana trying to push.
Take your time. Get a good shot.
Lambert kind of lost the handle of it. Smith just throws a lollipop up to Lister. My goodness. I don't even know how he got that off, but it's no good.
Was he fouled there? Or?
I mean, I think he was, but they didn't call it. I think the Shaws weren't all he caught that ball to begin with.
Yeah, I don't even know how he even got it.
He is an athletic kid, no doubt about it.
Is.
So that's the end of the third quarter of action here, though, from Tawana. 1 to go. It is the Athens Wildcats 43 and the Tawana Black Knights 26. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be right back with you to start the fourth quarter here live from Tawanda. All right, so we are back here for the start of the fourth quarter one last time. Great to be back here over the holidays, and thank you so much again to my brother here, Kevin, for inviting me for this one. This is Jordan Clark. Just going to get one game in this year as I moved away, and it's really fun to be back here at the broadcasting station. Got to do it for a couple years, and I will give complete props. I've listened to a lot of Kevin and Paul Lance's broadcasts, and the broadcasting is definitely good hands because you guys are great.
You know, you and Matt did a great job, and we followed it up. And it's pretty tough to do. It's not an easy thing to do to announce a game, and it's been awesome doing it with you, being my brother for one.
Yeah.
It's been exciting.
Yeah, again, I appreciate the offer, man. It's been fun.
Well, next year, hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah, that's right. We are back here for fourth quarter. A miss by Schroeder, younger Schroeder. Here's Lister taking it. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Did everything but the easy part.
What a take.
Shot no good, but we have a foul on Tawanda.
Now we got a minute. Now is it Luke's brother or cousin that played division? Did he go D1?
It's his cousin Brady.
Okay, now let me tell you something. I saw that guy hit 3 home runs in a game against Tawanda one time. That boy can hit a baseball.
Yep, really good quarterback, wide receiver duo too. A star for Sarah. Plays for Liberty.
Man, is he good.
So here's Kraft with a shot no good.
Traveled. Oh, call foul. It's probably why he traveled.
Tell you what, that's one thing that kind of going off a little bit, but that's one thing I got to experience this fall with coaching down in Manheim Township football. How big of a world it is, man, because how many D1 and D2 recruits play down there, and
they're loaded with them down there.
I mean, you think you see kids up here that are stars, and it's a big world, man. It really is.
Tremendous athletes down in that area. You know, I mean, huge schools, 6A, 5A schools, 6A schools.
Yeah, it's just nice to come back up here and just see kids playing for their, playing for their school. Just because they love the sport, they love the school. And I'm not saying they don't down there too, but it's more like a job type atmosphere down there.
Yeah,
and here it's just
more college-like down there, I think, than it is.
Yeah, it's just fun to see these kids having a good time playing for their town, communities, and families. So,
and it's nice to see a little bit of heart every once in a while. And I always told my players, just show me some heart. You know what I mean? If you get beat 26, 43, 20, whatever, but show me some heart. At least walk off the floor with knowing that you put everything you could into the game.
That's right. First free throw, no good for Schooner. He'll get one more. Schroeder ready to check back in. He should do it right now.
Yeah, bring him in now. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Yep, he'll come in for his brother, Will. Again, props to the Lady Knights as they won earlier tonight. They will advance to the final tomorrow evening against the Waverly Lady Wolverines.
Waverly will have 2 teams in the final.
Yep. Lister baseball football pass way too far.
As that score is 80-55 Waverly with 3 minutes left in the game.
Yikes.
So they've kind of taken over that game.
Yeah. And Sarah and Tawana played a fun one earlier in the year. That was the first game I actually watched you guys broadcast. That was a 45-42 or something.
It was actually a pretty good game to call. There was a lot of action. It was very exciting.
So if this stays the way it is right now, it'll be Sarah and Tawana tomorrow night at 7:30 here again live from Tawana.
Let's just make it look so effortless, doesn't it?
He does.
Oh, my goodness. What a pass.
Starting to have some fun now, it looks like.
Oh,
good
look at that.
find there from Xavier Watson to Lister. And it's back to an 18-point lead. 6.5 to go here in the ball game.
That gives Lister 16 points on the night.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
And they were fast points.
Yeah, they were. Look at this pass.
Beauty from Lister. Almost a touch pass. He hits Keithley in stride for 2.
I honestly can't say enough about the kid. He's just such a good player.
He is.
And as you say, the athletes you have down south there, you'll have 4 or 5 of them on a team. 4 or 5 Listers on a team, and that's
right.
It's just amazing to watch.
I got to witness an offensive lineman this year against our rival school, Hempfield. Good take there from Cole. He actually just this last week transferred to IMG Academy.
Oh, really?
So that just he's getting looked at. He's a 4-star recruit, getting looked at from a bunch of different schools. And
wow.
My coach texts the group and says, "Yeah, he's going to IMG. So we have to worry about him next year." I'm like, "Well, then."
Well, I guess that's good.
It's Penny Sewell, who's played for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
It's his younger cousin. It's a little cousin of his.
Wow.
So he plays for the Detroit Lions.
Like
now.
you say, it's a small world.
Yeah. So
What do we have? Southern Columbia had Fleming plays for Ohio State.
Oh, they have a bunch. Cal Holiday, Michigan State.
It's just amazing,
Kent State, Gavin Garcia. Yeah.
Montoursville has a wrestler, Hoffman kid that went to Ohio State.
So Manheim Township, where I'm at, has twins. One's going to Penn State, one goes to Iowa.
Wow, that's amazing.
The wrestling team,
It's a force. Got his own.
Say he's working. He is working. You got to give Grady Flynn credit.
Yeah.
That kid
he doesn't give up. And that's
doesn't.
what you want to see. You're getting beat 29-47. Don't give up.
Yeah,
play the game.
He's playing hard. Good take by
Schroeder.
He'll go shoot 2.
And that's kind of why we're just talking at this point. I mean, there's not really. It's the ball game's kind of in hand.
18-point lead, 5 to go.
47-29. Wildcats. It's weird for me because I always want to call them Bulldogs. They're not Bulldogs.
Athens?
They're not Bulldogs anymore.
No.
They haven't been Bulldogs for 30 years.
Yeah.
Why do I keep wanting to call them the Bulldogs?
Because you're an old man. That's why. No.
That's true.
No, I will say, again, with not being in Towanda anymore, they were always the team we hated the most.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Obviously I was a head football coach at Wyalusing.
Yeah.
So that I kind of don't have too much of a hatred towards Wyalusing, but
right.
Athens was always that team.
Yep.
Lambert left open, misses it though, rebounded by Lister. 20-point game,
Oh,
nice pass from Lister to Horton.
Look at him run the floor now. This is ridiculous.
Might have some tired legs here for the Black Knights as they're just not getting back like they did earlier, and Athens is.
That's 12 for Horton on the night.
So we talked about how earlier he wasn't really, but 12 points is a
just
dozen
like
points.
Just out of nowhere, out of nowhere. That's
tough to hold those two down for 4 quarters.
Yeah, especially when you have Lister dishing the ball like his nice pass.
That's a great pass.
Oh, my goodness. We cannot miss those bunnies.
Tough one. Good pressure backside there by Horton. So here's Keithley to Lister. 4 minutes and change to go here. It's a 22-point lead here for the Cats.
That's too easy.
Lister for 2 more.
He's just, I mean, he's making it look a lot easier than what it is to score a basket.
I'll tell you right now, I couldn't guard him.
No, jeez. I couldn't even stand in front of him.
Scooney just kind of plays one-on-one ball. Shot no good. Long rebound goes in the hands of Pohl. He'll give it over to Schroeder inside to Scooney. Scooney is mugged, and he will go to the line shoot 2.
Tell you what, Lister, 24, Mitchell probably would have better off letting Lister just take him a hand straight up.
Yeah, kind of over the reach.
Yeah.
Looks like Coach Henry's going to empty out the bench here.
Andre Barker,
Okay.
Various Farrell.
Yep.
Jack Wheaton and Will Schroeder, and then in for the shooter is going to be Connor Barnes.
Yep.
He's coming in for Schoonover. And Schoonover doesn't want to come out. He's shaking his head, don't take me out. He is, too. He's not he's not happy.
He's not happy.
He's not happy. He's a player. Look at him. He's throwing his hands like, why are you taking me out? You know, because he wants to be out there, and that's what you want to see. You know what I mean? You're down 23 points, and he doesn't want to come off the court. Don't take me off, Coach. And now he's coming out.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
I wouldn't have surprised you missed it. Yes, yeah. I totally agree with that, and I was thinking that. I was like, oh boy. Well, so he'll check out with 8 points.
So the 22-point lead here for Athens. They keep the majority of their starters in right now. Tuan has emptied out their bench for his last 3.5.
I expect them to see their starters come off here next call.
I mean, they got 2 rounds of starters almost. It seems like.
Yeah, they'll come out here after the next whistle, I think.
Well, Athens has a number 11. I don't have a number for. I don't have a name for 11.
I do not either. There's no 11 on my book.
There's a good basket
Connor
there.
Barnes.
3 minutes and change now.
Yeah,
Lister's trapped.
Yeah.
But he's fouled. Foul situation, by the way. Athens has 9. Tawana, that's just their 5th right now of the half.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on why Lister's still in the game, to be honest with you, Jordan.
Might be a points thing.
Could be.
Maybe he's around that average.
Yeah, he is, 20-some points a game.
Yeah. Got to be close.
He's at 18 right now. Or, 18 now.
Shot no good. Rebounded there by Little Schroeder.
Just run the floor. There you go. Run it, Andre. Oh, boy.
Oh,
my goodness.
Lister almost hurt himself with that vicious block. You could hear up here off the board. Tell you what, Tawana's getting some boards, though.
Lister's just on another level, Jordan.
Yeah.
He really is. And I've watched him for years, but he's very impressive.
Going to St. John Fisher, D3 school out in New Jersey. Just signed a couple.
Now, was the Horton kid going there, too? Did I
hear?
Yep,
they're going
together. They're
together.
both going together, right?
Yep.
It's 2 good athletes right there.
I know they're both playing football. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's baseball.
Yeah, it's.
So Wheaton pulls it out here. Good to see the younger guys are getting some playing time, though.
Yeah, but I don't know.
How'd the JVs do today? Do you have
they won. Yeah,
they
Tawana JVs are in the championship game tomorrow.
Awesome.
2:30, I believe. You have to work, so I missed that one.
Yeah.
Man, Connor Barnes looks good.
Yep, good footwork inside by number 11.
That's 4 for him. Quick points. He's only been in the game for a minute, probably 2 minutes.
53-35. I mean, Athens has obviously kind of taken the gas pedal or the foot off the gas a little bit here. Lister being a little bit more
they're
cautious with the ball. Long 3 from Wheaton. Drills it. Makes it a 15-point game here.
Yeah, my stat sheet is full. Oh, pretty.
That was nice.
Horton. When you find yourself just watching the game, it's they're playing pretty well, those guys.
Yes, they are. 17-point game here. A minute and change left here in the ball game. Errant pass taken away by Lister. And now we're going to have a timeout. I was wondering when that was going to happen.
I mean, honestly, get them in, you know what I mean? There's a minute 20 left. There's no possible way Tawana can come back. Why not just get your starters out of the game?
And you can see Shaw, he called a full timeout, and then Shaw kind of gave the He wanted just to be a substitution thing, but he wants the timeout to actually talk with his guys here, does Coach Lister, so they're going to take it.
Honestly, though, what is there to talk about?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? You guys
maybe just telling him not to foul, and
that's probably
smart.
that would be the smart thing to do, and maybe that's what he's doing.
Making sure they know who inbounds and all that.
I've always been a critique of like when coaches take time. I don't know why I do it, but I always question why they take timeouts when they do sometimes, and that one I kind of
I agree. I'll say another thing, too. If Coach Johnson, Matt Johnson out there listening, Coach Johnson, they got an upgrade with some new leather chairs up here. I don't know if they're new, but, oh, man, are these comfortable.
Hey, Matt, you got to know people every once in a while.
Man, these things are nice. You guys,
Paul almost took it. He almost took it away and gave you one of them hard chairs that would hurt your butt. But,
make sure I don't come back.
I told him he probably ought to leave the chair. They are comfortable.
They are very nice.
You just sit back and relax.
I like that. The timeout, I can kind of rock
chill
a
out
little bit.
Well, I gotta say it's been good calling a game with you, Jordan.
You too, bud.
It's been fun.
Yes, it has been. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, Lister's still in the game.
Yeah,
a bunch of younger guys in there now for Athens getting some reps.
No, I don't know if it's because
it's gotta be the point
they
guard.
don't have a point guard.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. I don't know why. Like, why take the chance of getting him hurt?
Yeah.
He has 18 points. He's under his average, but I just don't want to see him get hurt.
Schroeder kicks it out there.
Pole.
Long three from Pole's no good. Rebounded by Lister. Lister makes a move. He would have.
If Wheaton didn't
get
catch up,
there,
he was going to attempt it, I think.
Shot no good. Wheaton gets the rebound. Under a minute to go here. So the Tawana Black Knights will be hosting the Sayre Redskins for the third and fourth consolation game tomorrow night at 7:30.
I'll be calling that one. Wheaton with a three.
And the Athens Wildcats will advance to another Valley Christmas Championship. They look to defend their title against Waverly tomorrow night.
Should be a good game.
Should be.
Not going to make that one since I'll be here calling games, but I'm sure I will get updates from Mrs. Maggie Berry.
That's right.
Maggie Shaw.
And I'll be here tomorrow as a fan, and I'm just going to enjoy the game with my mom and dad. So, again, happy birthday to my mom, Elise Clark, out there.
85-64, Waverly final.
There you go.
As we sit here, we're going to have a 55-41 Athens final over Towanda.
So thank you so much, those of you that were here to listen to this one. Again, I had a blast, and I'll hopefully see you next year. If not, it was like Kevin just mentioned, it was the Athens Wildcats with a 55-41 final score. Do you have some final stats there, Kevin, before we log off for the night?
Yeah, I got a few, and they're scribbled at this point because it's crazy stats, but number 2 for Mason Lister ended up with 18 points for Athens, 18 points, and he only had 4 in the first half, I believe.
So most of them in the third quarter.
Yeah, pretty impressive, to be honest with you. I believe 5, 10, 15, 19 points for Horton. Pretty impressive day for Horton.
Not bad.
Heatley had 4. Number 24, Chris Mitchell, had 2. 33, Corey Miller had 4. Number 5, Xavier Watson had 6 with 8 boards.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
A couple blocks, too.
Yeah, very, very good game for that kid. And number 15,
Kraft.
Lucas Kraft with 7 points. For your Knights, that equals 55, by the way.
Nice.
For your Knights, Elias Schroeder with 2, Grady Flynn with 4, Connor Barnes with 4, Jack Wheaton with 10, Logan Lambert with 5, Bailey Pohl with 5, Justin Schoonover with 5. No, I'm sorry, Justin Schoonover with 8. That'll close out the scoring for 41 points for your Knights.
All right, so one final time, thank you all again for listening. Best of luck to the Tawana Black Knights. I wish you all the best. Kevin and Paul, keep crushing it.
Thank you.
You guys doing a great job. And one last time, signing off from Tawana. Again, it's 55-41 in favor of Athens.
Thanks for joining me, Jordan. It's been fun, and next year we can probably mark it down.
Sounds good to me. Hey, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys.